In honor of today being D-Day and the invasion of Normandy happening over the past couple days, wwII wanted to honor veterans in our area. Not only did we speak to the VFWs in Danville, Ravenna, and here in Richmond, we also sat down with some veterans. I spoke to James Tipton, a staff sergeant from the United States Army Air Corps who was actually shot down and was a prisoner of war for 13 months. Although he was a prisoner when D-Day happened, he remembers hearing about it and has quite an interesting story to tell.
At King Brothers Used Cars in Winchester, they'll treat you like family. Come in and drive away in a new-to-you vehicle, courtesy of King Brothers, or visit kingbrotherscars.com to see their inventory. King Brothers Used Cars, family-owned and time-tested since 1966.
I was a prisoner of war way ahead of the invasion. See, when I went down, we knew when it went on, but we was pretty well up on most what was going on. Had a 100-mile tailwind, and the head man, or whatever you call him, he wouldn't listen to the navigators. Engineer never got to checking on the gas till it was too late. It went down, and you can't write it down. According to what they said, it had 1 foot forward and 1 foot down, gliding angle. So no possibility of landing it without power. And so I think we was about 10,000 feet when I bailed out. We down in oxygen altitude. One of them didn't make it. I think he hit his head on the way out. One of them didn't make it. We all made it to the ground. It was on the coast, and they had the coast pretty well all up and down. When I bailed out, I knew it was a plowed field under me. And I got down there, got everything according to what they'd taught me. I was getting pretty close to the ground. I looked down to see where I'd actually gonna land. And I was getting too close to the ground. There was a power line right under me. And me knowing enough about electric, I passed out. They was right over there, just a little piece back. They didn't come up to me till I knowed they was coming. And there was several of them about, and they took my parachute off, and one sentence, they said, "For you, the war is over." I had felt like I wasn't going to live through the war. I'd felt like that before I ever went in. And so that wasn't what was about, but then when I was captured, well, I felt like, well, my chances of living through the war had just improved 100%. So they just had to sweat it out.
Staff Sergeant Tipton said he was prisoner for 13 months, but overall the experience was not too bad.
They was pretty nice. They wasn't rough on us, and they wasn't rough in the camp. And there's only one guy that got shot in a year. He jumped out the window, and he was out there, and the guard shot him.
After finally being released over a year later, Tipton said he did his time and finished out, but was very glad to come back to Kentucky in his native Union City in Waco.
I got the Purple Heart from getting my legs scratched, and the leg didn't hurt. It cured up in a little while, but I told them, and they gave me a Purple Heart on it.
On days like today, wbon always wants to thank all veterans for their service. For wbon, I'm Marissa Hempel.